Assalamu alaikum. In this video, you're going to learn about the worst mistake that most students make while preparing for and at the IELTS speaking test and how you can avoid it to get a better score. Let's get cracking. In October 2018, I had the opportunity to attend a seminar held by an IELTS speaking examiner named Tim in Tashkent, and it confirmed what I believed and gave me the evidence I needed to back up my belief. Tim, the speaking examiner, said a little something like, most IELTS students try to show off their vocabulary by using formal words, thinking that this will impress the examiner, but nothing can be further from the truth. Since native speakers don't often use formal words in their speech, IELTS speaking test was designed to test informal English. It sounds really weird when students use formal words in their answers because they sound Shakespeare. And he wrote out the following on the whiteboard and said, IELTS students say due to the fact that, but we native speakers say because. They say moreover, but we say on top of that. They say as I mentioned before, but we say as I just said. And he gave a few more examples to make his point crystal clear. I completely agree with his point because I've been an IELTS instructor since 2015, and the most common misconception that I've heard over the years is to get a high score in speaking, I have to use academic words in my speech. And every individual who believes so keeps learning academic words randomly and studying vocabulary-focused textbooks even though he doesn't see any improvement in his speech. Look, I'm not saying you should not learn academic words because you simply can't understand IELTS academic reading well if you don't know the words. What I'm saying is you shouldn't have to worry about academic mumbo-jumbo until your informal vocabulary is wide enough to hold a normal conversation like a normal human being. Once you feel comfortable with speaking English on general topics, focus on learning phrases, whether they are formal or informal, but not individual words. Because the problem is not formal words, but how they are used. Most students don't really know the exact meaning of the academic words they are using, so they use them in a wrong context. But I don't blame students for this because it's not their fault. It's the way they are taught. Some IELTS textbooks, especially the ones that have the words get a band 9 in the title, mislead students by promising the earth. What they say is that a secret to getting a band 9 in speaking is to use formal words such as in addition or nowadays instead of what's more or today, because it can impress the examiner. But as I said before, nothing can be further from the truth. If you know Uzbek, how does it feel if I say, men banan kharid qildim? It feels weird, right? Similarly, if I say, I purchased a banana, it sounds weird for English native speakers because purchase is a formal word. It is okay to use such words in your writing as long as you know what you are writing, but they are not really suitable for the speaking test. To make my point crystal clear, I'll show you a short clip from Friends, which is one of the best TV shows in the history of the world.
What you working on?
Oh, Monica Chandler's recommendation. I want it to sound smart, but I don't know any big words or anything, so...
Well, why don't you use your thesaurus?
What'd I just say?
Watch. Here, you highlight the word you want to change, go under Tools, and the thesaurus gives a whole list of choices. You can pick the word that sounds smartest.
Oh, my God, that's great. I'm smart. No, I'm brainy, bright, clever. I love this thing. Look out, ladies. Joey Tribbiani's got the whole package. Hey, finish my recommendation. Here.
I don't, understand.
Some of the words a little too sophisticated for you.
It doesn't make any sense.
Well, of course it does. It's smart. I used a thesaurus.
On every word?
Yep.
All right, what was this sentence originally?
Oh, they are warm, nice people with big hearts.
And that became they are humid, prepossessing Homo sapiens with full-sized aortic pumps.
Yeah, and hey, I really mean it, dude.
A big lesson to take from this video is to avoid using sophisticated words because the IELTS speaking test is supposed to be more like a normal conversation between two people, and that's why you should avoid too formal words. But it doesn't mean you can use slang like this.
Sup? Sup, dude?
Take whatever you want, just please don't hurt me.
So you play a little PlayStation, huh? That's whack. PlayStation is whack. Sup with the whack PlayStation, sup?
Let's see the rest of the video to see if these native speakers use any formal words.
Come on, am I 19 or what?
Yes. On a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the dumbest a person can look, you are definitely 19.
Come on, man, really? How old?
Young. You're a man-child. Okay? Now go get changed because everybody's ready, and please, oh please, keep my underwear.
Oh, thanks.
As you can see, they didn't use any fancy words, but Chandler did make a statement that could easily impress any IELTS examiner when he said,
Yes. On a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the dumbest a person can look, you are definitely 19.
if you really want to impress your examiner, learn full sentences, not just words. You can take what Chandler said and replace some of the words with your own to sound native. Let's take the 4 most common IELTS speaking part 1 questions and use Chandler's statement to answer them. Tell me about your hometown. Blah, 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 blah. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the safest a place can be to live, my city is 12. Tell me about your country. Blah, blah, blah. And on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most profit an industry can make, textile is 8. Tell me about your studies. Blah, blah, blah. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best return on investment, my university is 15. Now, these are humorous examples, but statements like these would definitely impress the examiner if everything else you say is at the same level. If you look at the fluency and coherence column of the official IELTS speaking band descriptors, you will see that a band 5 answers may overuse certain connectives and discourse makers. This means that the answer contains too many formal phrases. It is almost impossible to get a good overall mark in speaking if one of the 4 marking criteria is 5. I've done a lot of IELTS speaking mock tests, and most students with good grammar and vocabulary tend to use formal words more often than they should, which is the reason why they fail to get good results, not just in speaking, but in writing as well. Just like Joey, who used thesaurus to sound smart, some IELTS students use fancy words, but their essay turns out to be incomprehensible because they don't know the exact meaning of the words, and this hurts their writing score. How to avoid this? So, to improve your speaking score, use the words in red, and the words in green can help you in your writing as long as it matches the context. If you know any words that are too formal, leave them in the comments below and I'll do my best to give you the informal version of the word. If you have any questions or thoughts about using formal and informal words, comment on the bottom. Now, I probably don't even have to tell you to subscribe to my channel because I know you already have. But if you haven't, isn't now the best time to do so not to miss the next awesome video? Thanks for watching. Peace.